Hey guys, Tim here. So today's video is actually going to be reacting to setups on our battle stations on Reddit. If you guys have never been there before, basically what it is just people post their battle stations or setups and they basically just look for free internet points. A lot of people also will look for suggestions, or they just want to show off their setup because they're proud of it. I posted my setup on there a couple times. Eventually what I would like to do is actually have you guys submit setups to me. Once I gain a little bit more of a following, I can give you guys feedback on your setup, let you know what's great about your setup, what should probably change. And for the most part, a lot of this stuff is subjective. Some things that you like, I may not like. For example, people may not like having much art, or some people want to have a minimalist desk setup. So it just depends on the person for the most part. And yeah, so remember, this is all subjective. There are some things that I think are absolute, like cable management and just the way you have your monitors and stuff. I think there are certain ways that you should have your monitors that makes it look aesthetically pleasing. So for the most part, we're gonna get right into it and let's do it. Okay guys, so here we are. We're on the main R Battlestations subreddit here, and we're gonna just kind of go down the list. All right guys, so we're gonna take a look here. This first setup is called Chill Winter Setup, and that's by Token Slinger. Looks like it was posted 15 hours ago. It actually has a ton of upvotes, 3.2k. Seems like a lot of people really like what he's doing here, and yeah, it looks overall really clean. Looks like he has his PC on the floor here. In my opinion, this is a big no-no. I think especially if you're having carpet, you need to raise your PC off the floor. At least put a piece of wood underneath it so that way hair and dust isn't getting sucked up into it. And then just get it off the desk. I don't know if he has enough room with this big monitor being centered like this to put it on the desk, because it looks like a pretty big case. Looks like it's a Fractal Design case. I'm not sure exactly which one it is, but yeah, it's a pretty big case, and I think he needs to just get it off the floor. Maybe put like an Alex drawer or something over there that you can sit it on. I'm sure it's pretty heavy, so I kind of understand it, but at the same time, I think he needs to put it off the floor. And now looking here, so this looks like it's I think it's the LG CX1. It's an OLED display. I believe that's what this is. Yeah, it's a nice looking monitor. It's huge. It's 48 inches, I believe, so it's huge. I don't know if I could ever sit on something like this or have something this big on my desk, but yeah, it looks overall pretty nice. Looks like he's actually using a Steelcase Series 1 chair, which is the smaller brother to the one I have. I actually thought about getting this chair, and then obviously I didn't. I went with the Steelcase Series 2. But yeah, nice chair, ergonomic chair, better than having a gamer chair in my opinion. And then yeah, looks like he has his Xbox on the side here. I think that's a new Xbox, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. It looks like he has an Alexa Echo Dot right here, and obviously coffee, and yeah. And then he has some nice little desk lamps here, look pretty nice. And then obviously a nice little plant here for aesthetic. And then I think the other thing I changed in the setup, other than the PC getting moved off the desk, is putting something on the walls. It looks like he has something here to hang something already. I'll just suggest maybe hanging up something there, and then putting maybe a display shelf and put some knickknacks up here. You can put more plants if you want to. Just kind of make it seem a little more unique and your own, and kind of bring some personality to the setup. But overall, I really like this setup. I think it looks super clean. I like these lighting. I like the warm lighting accents he has. And yeah, overall, very nice setup. Okay, so we're gonna jump into the next one. This one's sent by Nana Cat Dad. It looks like a pretty nice setup. Actually, I think he has also, I don't know, actually that might not be a Steelcase chair, but that looks like a nice chair. But yeah, let's just jump right into it. So this is actually a pretty nice looking setup. It's kind of similar to how mine is in a way. It looks like, his PC vertically mounted here probably for Discord or something. He might stream. I don't see a microphone, but yeah, I think it's overall nice. But he has his monitors, speakers here, and I've been seeing this a lot lately, where people are putting their monitors on their desk and they're like behind their monitors, and they're not like tilted towards where your ears are, and it's just kind of weird to me. Especially, it looks like he knows music, so it's kind of interesting, unless he just doesn't care and he just wants it kind of going through. And then so this looks like it's probably his main gaming setup. He has a gaming rig right here, and then this actually looks like it is a ultra wide that is used for, looks like he does coding, so he's a programmer probably, so obviously he has a little more ergonomic setup for right here. But I'm not sure what this is. It's like a subwoofer maybe. Oh no, maybe that might be a space heater. That's pretty interesting. A space heater there to keep his toesies warm in the winter time. Yeah, that's interesting. And then looks like he has another setup right here. But yeah, overall nice natural light coming in. Looks like he is a Nashville Predators fan, so I'm assuming he's from the Tennessee area. And the PC build back here looks pretty nice, looks really clean. RGB, getting them more FPS that way. Headset right here, and then I think this is a router. I'm assuming that looks like some kind of spacecraft, but LMAO, I doubt that. Pretty cool. It looks like he actually may have some custom keyboard builds here. I'm not sure what keyboard that is. Looks like he actually has SA keycaps, which are really tall keycaps. Interesting. If he games on this setup, I'd be interested to see how he likes those for gaming. Then he has a controller back here. some remotes. I'm assuming he must have a TV back here. And then again, looks like another potential custom keyboard here. It looks like he has some audio stuff here, and then obviously a MacBook Pro. Overall, looks pretty nice. The cable management for the most part looks really clean, at least on this side. I don't think this is probably like their partner or friends or something along those lines. But overall, I mean, I really like this setup. It looks really clean. I think this desk mat I've seen before. I think you can get off Novel Keys, I believe. But yeah, overall, I really like this setup. I think it looks pretty clean. The cable management looks pretty good. Obviously, a custom keyboard enthusiast as like myself, and yeah, I like the big natural lane that comes in. Overall, great setup. I really like this one. It's probably my favorite between the two that we've looked at already. Okay, so we're gonna jump into the next one. The next one's uploaded by Veritas 2884. It's a pretty nice setup as well. It's kind of similar to the first person we looked at, but it looks like they have an L-shaped desk here. Let's take a closer look. So I see they have some consoles here, a Switch, an Xbox, a PlayStation 5. Obviously hard for people to get. And then it looks like he's displaying some alcohol up here. Some people like to do that. Not my thing, but yeah, pretty cool. And then, so let's look here. It looks like he has his PC on the left side. I'm assuming because his monitor is so big, he needs to put it on the left side. Overall, I think it actually looks okay. Not my favorite placement for a PC. Maybe could have moved something on the right-hand side. That's, he maybe could have put something on the right-hand side, like an Alex drawer or something to kind of put it next to his PC. That way he doesn't have to route the cables all weird. Yeah, I think it would be better if it was moved to the other side, but overall I think it's okay. And then he has obviously some other things here, some knickknacks, some shelves, kind of a random black mug. I'm not sure what that is. Can't tell what it says on it, and then I don't know exactly what that is. And then looks like a model Tesla. And then we'll look at the monitor here. This actually might be the same monitor as the first setup we looked at. So, and then looks like he has a big sound bar right here, which is kind of weird that be that close. Looks like he doesn't have a ton of room here, but this might not be primarily used for PC gaming, but does look like he has a 3080 Ti, so maybe he does. But yeah, it's just weird if you're gonna have a sound bar take up that much space. Maybe try to mount this on the wall. I don't know if he can. I don't know if it is. It's hard to tell, but yeah, just a weird placement for that. And then maybe put some art up here, some nano leaves, something just to give it a little more spice, a little more flavor. And obviously I would say the biggest thing is cleaning up these cables, make it, you can just bring them up off the floor, tie them up to the desk, get a net for underneath that you could put it all under. Cable management, I know it's a pain in the ass, I know it can take a lot of time, but it's worth it once you do it. It makes the setup feel a lot better and just a lot cleaner. And then let's take a look here. Also, it looks like he has a Logitech keyboard and mouse and some other random knickknacks on here. I'm not sure exactly what these are. Well, this is a Philips Hue hub, so if you want to run all your Philips Hue lights, you need one of these. And it looks like a pocket knife possibly. And yeah, overall an okay setup, not my favorite. I think it needs a little more personality. I know the alcohol here is probably saying looks like he actually drinks it, but yeah, overall okay setup in my opinion. All right guys, so we're gonna look at the next one here. It's the UnG29, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it says happy for now as a title, has a decent amount of upvotes, and let's take a closer look here. So right off the bat, one thing I really noticed is he actually did a really good job with cable management under the desk, but I think he could do a little better job cleaning up under here. But overall I think it looks pretty nice. And then looks like he has a mouse charger, I don't know if that's a Google or exactly which one that is, but that's a nice looking little clock there. And then he has also a PlayStation and a Switch here. And then also looking here, it looks like he has some League of Legends models up here, which is actually really cool. The reason why I know these are League of Legends is because I just watched Arcane, which is a really good show, so if you haven't checked it out, make sure you do. Yeah, I think this is pretty nice. It adds a nice little flair to it, and then obviously it looks like in the PC he also has it. Looks like a pretty clean build. I'd say my one major suggestion for this setup is to make this monitor, whatever, I don't know which monitor he games on, looks like they're actually the same exact monitor. I would just say move one monitor more towards the middle and then have one off to the right, and then that way you have it more centered when you're looking on. You're not turning your neck in a weird position. It just would look better if he just centered his monitor more. But overall I think this is a pretty clean looking setup. For the keyboard, I'm not sure what kind of keyboard this is. Looks like it might be a Logitech based off the armrest, and then I'm not sure what mouse that is. I'm not super familiar with mice. And then looks like he has some Alex drawers with a bunch of random stuff in there. And looks like he also has a laptop right here, pretty nice. And then I think in the PC case looks like he has, I might be like a 3060 or 3070 FTW EVGA, which is basically the lower model of what I have. But yeah, overall super nice setup. Okay, so here's another post we're gonna look at. It's by Expected Identifier 1. Looks like a pretty nice setup so far. Let's take a closer look. So it looks like they are into anime. Looks like it's a Demon Slayer. I'm not really a fan of this art, but yeah, it looks pretty nice overall. I don't know if it's the way my monitor is coming off, but the colors here are not the best to take pictures in because it looks super saturated. But overall, it looks pretty cool. I really like what they did with the PC right here. They put a little screen here at the front. I know this is a little mod that people are allowed doing. They're putting little LED screens in the front of their PC 11 dynamic case, and it looks pretty clean. Looks like this is 11 dynamic mini, which is also a very nice case. Looks like they have an ultra wide. This might be the G9. I'm not entirely sure. It could be the G9. And then it looks like they have a TV up here. It could be OLED. I'm not exactly sure what monitor this is. Either way, it could be very expensive. And then it looks like they have a mic here. I would just suggest for this one to put it on a boom arm because I think it just looks better. And plus, when you have it on the desk like that, if there's any kind of slam or anything that happens on the desk, you're gonna hear that. So I would just recommend putting this off on a boom arm and then putting it off to the side. You can put it on this side or that side. It doesn't really matter. And then also he has a pegboard, which I'm a big fan of pegboards. I think they look really clean. He's hanging his headsets up here, which is actually a pretty good use of it. And then he has a shelf up here, which I think he just needs to add a couple more knickknacks up there, maybe more plants. But with this plant, I think it looks pretty nice. And then he has a picture of anime over here, and then another shelf, which looks like he's just waiting to fill stuff with. And then looks like he's using an ergonomic chair. I'm not sure which one. And then also, this is also a sit-stand desk, and the cable management actually looks really good for being a sit-stand desk. I know it's a little harder to cable manage on these, but overall, I think it looks pretty nice. I think the setup looks pretty nice. I just wish he took a different picture with different color or different lighting. I think it would look a little better and came through a little nicer. And then let's take a look here. I can't tell what that keyboard is. It looks like a nice little 60%. He has a coiled cable, nice desk mat, and then looks like that might be a Logitech G Pro Lite, maybe? I'm not entirely sure, but it looks like a pretty nice setup. Overall, I think this setup looks really nice. A couple suggestions, maybe getting these cables figured out a little bit, these random ones that are kind of hanging down. I think he could do a better job cable managing. But overall, I think it looks pretty clean. Again, boom arm, and then just clean up some of these cables and then change the lighting for the picture and then add some more knickknacks. And I think that would look really nice. Okay, guys, so we're gonna look at another setup here. This one is called a new case, new portrait monitor, and me happy, and this is by DummyGod. Let's take a closer look. Actually, this is a very nice looking setup. I actually kind of like the way they have the monitor set up here. I do like the ultra wide and then having one in vertical mode. I'd probably use this for Discord or coding, or probably not coding because it's off to the side, but Discord, just having some kind of chat, or Twitter or Reddit or whatever it may be. It looks pretty nice. Looks like he has, I think that's a Yeti Nano, I believe they're called, and he has it on a, I don't know if that's a Rode arm or not, but it looks like a pretty nice arm. And I kind of like the way he has it played, so he can kind of move it over and bring it down if he needs to talk to it. I don't know if he streams or not, but overall, I think it looks pretty nice. And then obviously PC on the desk, huge W in my opinion. It looks pretty clean there. And then the speakers here, I think these are just Logitech speakers. I'm not sure what they are, but again, that angle the correct way. That way when they're, you have something playing, they're, coming nice directionally to you. And it looks like he's using a Corsair mouse. I actually think I used to use the same exact one back in the day, and then I switched to the Model O, and I've used some Logitech mice on the way as well. And I'm not sure the keyboard here. Looks like a pretty nice keyboard overall. Looks like maybe he had some nice custom keycaps to it. Turn off the RGB. Maybe that's not his thing, but yeah. Overall, pretty nice. I think, with the cable managing, he did a really good job. It's hard to see any kind of cables coming through here other than just the cables here. You can kind of see these here, but I think if you're looking straight on, you probably don't notice them as much. And, you can't really see what's behind here, but I think maybe if he added some artwork, again, add some personality to it, it would look really nice. Maybe put a figurine or just something on here to spruce it up. It looks like a pretty minimalistic setup overall. I think it's a pretty nice looking setup. There's not too much I change. Also, looks like he actually has a monitor light bar here, which is pretty popular at the moment. A lot of people do prefer to have these light bars. I know they're pretty popular, but yeah, overall they're pretty nice. Looks like a pretty clean setup in my opinion. I wish he would have taken a little more zoomed out picture, but maybe there's a lot going on the sides that he doesn't want on camera or to be posted on Reddit. But yeah, overall, it looks like I just noticed he has a plant here, so maybe that does give a little bit of personality. I do like the plant here. It adds a really nice look to it, and overall I think this is a really nice setup. It's really aesthetically pleasing. All right, guys, so that's our look at the Battlestation setups. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. It's something I wouldn't mind doing in the future where I can judge your setups. As I grow, I would like to do maybe a Twitter post or post something in the community tab when I do eventually get one, just so that way I can see if you guys want to post your setups. Overall, I think the setups we looked at today were pretty good. For the most part, I think they were really clean. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you leave a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.